What's up, Affordable Armory folks? How y'all doing? Today we're going to be talking about gun belts and why you need one. If this is your first time here, click that subscribe button down below so you'll find out when future videos come out. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So if you're going to carry a gun, there's two things that you need in addition to the gun. One is a quality holster, the other is a quality gun belt made specifically for carrying guns. And I'm going to show you why right now. Okay, so what I've got here, this is a Springfield Hellcat. Yes, I did buy one, full review coming soon. And it is riding in an Oath holster from Tulster. Now, I did a review on that. I'll put a link to that down below. They did not send this to me for free. I actually bought this with my own money. That's how much I like Tulster. So if you guys use that link and purchase from Tulster, you'll get a discount and it'll help support the channel. I wholeheartedly endorse these. I bought this with my own money because the one they sent me was really good. And so when I got this gun, I said, well, that's the holster I want for it. So there you go. But what I've got here, again, is my Springfield Hellcat. And it's in the Oath holster on a regular run-of-the-mill leather belt. Pretty sure I got this at Kohl's. Get them at Walmart, whatever. It's your regular non-gun belt. Now what I want to show you is that. See what happened there? It wants to flop over. There's no way this thing is holding the weight of a gun. It's not designed to. So I could squish that with my bare hands, no problem. Now here's that same setup on the Core Essentials. This is their leather belt, and as you can see, it's not falling over. It's not flopping around because this is made to hold the weight of a gun. So, without further ado, I'm going to show you what comes in the box, how to set it up, and just kind of give a few of the talking points of the Core Essentials, as well as compare it to another belt, the belt that I've been wearing for about 2 years, the Blade Tech Next belt. It's very similar to the Core Essentials belt. However, I am liking the Core belts much better. I want to go ahead and get something out of the way real quick. I did not purchase these belts. Core Essentials sent me an email and said, hey, we'd love to see our belts on your channel. Tell us what you think about them. And I happened to be in the market for a new gun belt, so I said sure. And they asked me about my needs, how I carry, and they sent me a belt similar to the belt that I already had based on what I preferred. And they also sent me one based on some of my current carry configurations. So we'll talk about that right now. Now, Core Essentials, being the awesome company that they are, have set you guys up with a discount code. It's not an affiliate link. I don't make any money on this. They just wanted to give you guys a discount for watching this video. So I'll put a link to that in the description below. If you watch this video and you're like, yep, that's the belt for me, click that link and enter the code, and it will save you some money on the belts. Okay, so I just wanted to show you what comes in the box. You got this nice little Core Essentials logo on there. Other than that, it's just a cardboard box. So we'll open it up, and it's got the Core logo on the top of the box too. Now these do come wrapped in plastic. I've already taken the plastic off, but as you can see, this is one of their nylon belts, and I'm going to show you how to set this up here in just a second. The other belt I've already got set up, and we'll show you that one as well, but I just wanted to show you what does come in the box. So here you go, here's the belt, and then this is a piece of the other belt that I already cut off. You've got, in the case of the nylon belt, they give you a belt keeper, and I don't know that I will need that, but they do give you that. So here is the instructions. Pretty simple. You've got classic belts, which are not their gun belts, and then you've got the EDC belts, and they've also got a Garrison belt that they just came out with that's 1 3/4 inches, and I may try one of those in the future, but for now, when they hit me up, I said here's the type of belt that I use, and they sent me one similar to that. So, and then I told them I was trying out appendix carry lately, and so that's why they sent me this nylon one too. So very nice of them to send me a couple different options. Here we go, an advertisement for their eyewear. I guess they just came out with some glasses, so if you're into that type of thing, there you go. They do make sunglasses. I don't know much about those, but pretty neat. And then here is the buckle. So we'll go into setting that up here in just a second, but as you can see, it's got these teeth right here that digs into the belt, holds it in place, and then there's also these two set screws that hold it in place. Again, when I set it up for you here in just a second, I'll show you how that works. They also send you the Allen wrench as well as some spare screws. As you can see, there's already 2 screws in there, and then they send you 3 spare screws, which is kind of nice. And those are the screws and Allen wrench for the other belt. So let's get this thing set up, and then we'll go into some comparisons between the leather belt they sent me and the leather belt that I've been using. Alright, so here again we have the belt, and on the outside it is this nylon material, and that goes all the way around, and you can see this is your normal end of the belt, and on the other end here, this is the end that you're going to cut off. So you can kind of see the material on the inside there. I'm going to cover that more here in just a bit, but the important thing is on the inside here, you've got your ratcheting system, and that's what the buckle locks onto. So pretty neat how this works. You slide this end into the buckle, and then it ratchets in place, and so you have 1/4 inch increments to tighten or loosen the belt, which is awesome. If you've ever eaten a Thanksgiving meal and then felt the need to loosen your belt buckle, this is what that was made for. I promise you, it's awesome. I do it all the time. I'm like, oh man, I'm full, and then I just let out a few ratchets and I feel better. So on the other end of the belt here, you've got these markings here, which that's upside down. On the other end of the belt here, you've got these markings, and as you can see, that says 53, so I guess it goes to 54 inches total. But what you do is you take the pant size you wear and you cut it 4 inches longer. So in my case, I wear size 36. You're welcome. I'm sure you all wanted to know that. And so I'm going to cut it off at the 40 here. So I'm going to do that real quick. There you go, easy peasy. And that was not a very even cut, but it'll work. So next, you're going to take your Allen screw and loosen these up so that the belt will actually feed through. Okay, loosen that guy. Loosen that guy. Okay, now you're going to take that end that you just cut off like that and feed it into the hole. Like so. Alright, and then now what I'm going to do is clench those teeth down on it, like so. Now it's locked into place. And then I'm going to take my Allen wrench and tighten down those screws. Now you don't want to do them too tight because you're not trying to dig into the material, but you're just going tight enough so that they are making contact with the belt and holding it in place. Now, when I slide the belt through, you're going to hear that ratchet engage. There it is, see? And that is not going anywhere. That's going to hold itself in place. And then what you do, this is your release lever here. Press that up. See how that goes up, just like that, releases it, and then the belt will slide out. Again, it's locked in place. Press it up, and it will slide all the way out. Easy peasy, right? So, there you go. That's how you set up the Core Essentials gun belt. Now I'm going to go into some comparison between the leather belt that I've been wearing from Blade Tech, the next belt, and compare it to the leather belt from Core Essentials. Okay, so on the top here is the next belt from Blade Tech, and This is the belt that I've been wearing for about 2 years. Pretty solid belt, and I don't really have any complaints about it. But I'd been looking for a new belt, and as it happens, Core Essentials hit me up and said, "Hey, we'd like to send you some belts so you can review them for your channel." And I was like, "Cool, send them." So, as you can see, they did send a similar belt. These are both black leather belts. Now, right off the bat, I like the look of the Core better. It's maybe it's just because it's newer and shinier, but it just looks like a nicer leather. As you can see, it's thicker just from looking at it on the front, and I'll show you the cuts here in just a second so you can actually see why it's thicker. The buckle here kind of made to look like a actual like traditional style belt, and then when you thread the belt through there, you can't really see any of the ratcheting stuff. It just looks like a normal belt threaded through. So I kind of like that. They do have several styles of buckle available, so if this isn't your thing, they have one similar to this style. All sorts of options. They make them in black leather, they make them in brown, they make them in nylon, as I showed you already. So all sorts of options available to you. On the back here, same thing. You've got a numbering system, so you can see where you're supposed to cut it. Now, I will say that the next belt here, as you can see, is not leather on both sides. That's some sort of nylon material on the back, so that's part of the reason why it's not as thick as the next belt. It's not dual layer leather like this is. So I'm not really a fan of that. Also, you can see a little bit different setup for how the belt feeds into the buckle. They do both have the 2 set screws and a folding piece with teeth on it. The next belt is just a little wider. Just a different style is all. They basically work the same. So, having said that, I'm showing a little bit of the differences on the outside. The way they work is essentially the same. You take your normal end and feed it through, and then it ratchets just like so. Same thing on the Blade Tech next belt. You take your end of your belt and feed it through like so. There you go. I will say this right here, the release on the Blade Tech next belt, a little bit more difficult. It's I don't know, it's just harder for me to grab. I don't know if they did that to make it lower profile or what, but I got used to it over the 2 years of wearing it, and there you can see some of the wear and tear as I've worn this for quite some time, but the threading is starting to come out all over the place, and it is just a well-worn belt. So this will probably be a backup belt. I'll hang on to it. I'm not going to get rid of it or anything. Another thing that Core wanted me to point out is made in China. So I guess when they put these out, they marketed it as made in the USA, but it even says right on the belt, made in China. Core said, "Hey, our belts are made in China, and so are theirs." Like, they told me that when they sent them to me. So just a heads up, if you think you're getting a made in the USA product, you're not. Not really that big of a deal to me, but maybe it is to you. Again, like I was saying, I like the release button on here more because it sticks out a little. It's much easier to grab a hold of and let that out. So there you go. There's some of the differences on the outside as far as how they work, and I'm going to show you the differences as far as the quality of materials next. So what I have here are the pieces that I cut off from my Blade Tech next belt right here, and the Core Essentials right here. So again, notice the nylon backing on that, whereas this is leather on both sides on the Core Essentials. What I really want you to notice, I mentioned the thickness earlier, and kind of hard to tell. There we go. The material is much thicker on the Core Essentials, and I'm not sure what they're using or what they put in there, but this is going to be a much stiffer belt. It's going to hold up longer. It's going to hold more weight. It's just a better all-around built belt. This one has served me well, but I'm just saying, comparing the two, you can look right at them, see what you're getting, and easily tell that the Core Essentials is the better made belt. One last bit, here is the cut that I made on the nylon belt, so you can see that inner core. It's nice and thick. That's definitely going to hold up. It's going to hold a lot more weight. One last thing before we close out, I did want to mention they sent this super cool hanger here. As you can see, the Next belt and the Core Essentials belt both work on it, and they just hang right on there. So it's pretty neat. It just buckles right in and hangs on the hanger. I think that's pretty cool, so I'm going to hang this in my closet like this, and then my belts are ready to go. They did send me this with it. However, I think it's an add-on item. I don't think if you buy the belt that you automatically get one of these. Maybe you do, but they sent one to me, and I'm happy that they did. I would probably buy one if I was going to buy another Core Essentials belt. So there you guys go. There's my review of 2 belts from Core Essentials. I'm very happy that they sent them to me. I'm enjoying them, and I would purchase one again in the future. Again, if you want to purchase one, use the link down below and the discount code, and you will get a discount when you purchase the Core Essentials belt. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, head over to affordable-armory.com. That's where the blog lives. That's where all of our affiliate links are, so you can save yourself some money on something you were going to buy anyway and help support the channel in the process. All of our social media links are there, and we've got cool merch like this here hat. We've got t-shirts and all sorts of stuff. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.